Huawei Band 6, Xiaomi Mi Smart Band 6, and the Xiaomi Mi Watch Lite. 3 budget fitness trackers under $100. Which one should you get? Now, what if I told you none of them? Hey guys, it's Zachary from HardwareZone, and that probably got your attention, but as shocking as that is, it's like my hair situation right now, I promise you that there is a reason for everything. Now this video is going to be about these 3 watches. I'm going to go through each of them, tell you what I like, what I don't like about them. I'm going to tell you my experience using these watches over the past 2 months or so, and after using these watches, I kind of realized that there is a minimum expectation or a minimum threshold of what you can get in a fitness sort of device. And I'm hoping that by the end of this video, I can convince you of that same thing as well. Now, for me, that threshold is still this, the Huawei Watch Fit. Now, I've reviewed the Huawei Watch Fit before in a previous video, so you can check that out. But let's get into these 3. First up, we have the Huawei Band 6. Now, this comes first because this is essentially the Watch Fit Lite, right? This is a direct comparison to the Watch Fit. They both have similar rectangular design. The Band 6 just has a slimmer screen. It's an OLED screen. It has the same TruSeen 4.0 heart rate monitoring technology, SpO2 monitoring, sleep monitoring, 96 workout modes, auto activity tracking, 50-meter water resistance, 2-week battery life. It's almost all the same. In fact, it's so similar that even the charging cable and the connector is the same for these 2 watches, right? The magnetic charging cable for the Band 6 also works with the Watch Fit, right? User experience is the same as well. The menus and the UI is all there. It's almost exactly the same. If you click on the menus, yeah, workout records, SpO2, heart rate, sleep, breathing exercises, music, remote shutter, weather, notifications, stopwatch, yada yada. They're basically all the same. The only real difference is that the Band 6 doesn't have those animated workout programs that Huawei launched with the Watch Fit. The real difference between the Band 6 and the Watch Fit is that the Band 6 does not have built-in GPS. Now, this is actually quite a big difference. We'll talk about this more a little bit later because this is a theme coming across all these devices, right? But without built-in GPS, what this means is that if you're going to go out for your run or your walk or your hike or your cycling, then you need your phone with you, and you're going to have to make sure that with assisted GPS that the lock is, GPS lock is locked on before you start your activity. While watches like the Watch Fit with built-in GPS, you can just start it and it locks pretty fast, and you can just go. And even if you forget your phone or you don't have your phone with you, it's fine. GPS aside, I actually want to focus a bit more on heart rate monitoring performance on the Band 6. Now, Huawei says both these watches have TruSeen 4.0 technology, but I've noticed that the actual physical sensor arrays are different. On the Watch Fit, you've got 1 LED in the middle and 2 photodiodes up and down, while on the Band 6, you've got 2 LEDs and 1 photodiode in the middle. Now, just a quick refresher here, Huawei launched TruSeen 4.0 with the Watch Fit along with the Watch GT2 Pro, and I've made a video on this in the past. You can check that out. On the Band 6, there's only 1 photodiode, and I don't really notice a big difference in terms of heart rate monitoring performance day to day, right? Resting heart rate is fine. Even sleep monitoring is pretty much okay. There's not much anomalies to that, but the Band 6 can't really keep up with the Watch Fit while I'm working out, and I think that's an important distinction. So when I'm out running, especially when there's a lot of hand movements or when my hand starts sweating a lot, then I start seeing spikes in heart rate monitoring performance. It will stay low and will suddenly spike very high, and even when I stop working out, it's still high, and then it will suddenly go down. It doesn't seem to be able to keep up with my actual heart rate or what I'm actually doing in those conditions. Next up, we've got the Xiaomi Mi Smart Band 6. Now this is the cheapest of the lot and actually the most impressive in as far as I'm concerned, because if you look at it, this is your classic fitness tracker design. It's a smart band. It comes in this silicone band, and the tracker itself is just this little pod that you can pop out of the band, right? So if you look at it, yeah, you can just, bands come in different colors as well that you can buy, but this is essentially the tracker. It's small, it's slim, it's also an OLED display like the Huawei Band 6, but I kind of feel that I like this more. It pops a little bit more for me. It just feels like it's brighter, it's more vibrant. There are no buttons on this. Unlike the Huawei Band 6, everything is on a touchscreen. Now, if you look at the size, let me grab the Band 6 back. It kind of has similar thickness to it, but this being a smaller pill also has 2-week battery life, and it's very impressive in terms of sensors and features and function wise. This technically is the same with the Band 6 as well. Both Band 6 are the same. So 24/7 heart rate monitoring, all day SpO2 monitoring, sleep monitoring, stress monitoring, 2-week battery life again, 50-meter water resistance, auto activity tracking. Although the Xiaomi has sort of less workout modes, it has 30 workout modes compared to Huawei's 96 workout modes. But I've mentioned this in the past, in reality, all these extra workout modes are really just tracking your heart rate. They're just tags to things. I mean, you can't really track what you do in karate or ballet or belly dancing, for example. Just like the Huawei Band 6, the Mi Band 6 also does not have built-in GPS, which means you do need to have your phone with you when you're out for a run or a ride. Now, my experience with this is that I find the connection between the watch and the phone or the Xiaomi Wear app to be a bit fiddly between these three things. Like, so the watch and the phone is connected via Bluetooth, but sometimes when I start an outdoor activity or outdoor run with the watch, it takes a very long time for the assisted GPS lock to kick in, and sometimes I find that I actually have to get my phone out, unlock my phone, and even turn on the Xiaomi Wear app for it to like resync or reconnect for the GPS lock to be faster. So that's a bit of an annoyance. Now, speaking of apps, there are a few more quirks that you need to be aware of. When I set up the Mi Band 6, what I noticed was that almost every additional function or feature on the watch is disabled by default. What I'm talking about is, like, for example, the health monitoring, activity detection, sleep, breathing, all-day stress monitoring are all disabled. Continuous heart rate monitoring is set to the longest interval available, so it's 30 minutes. And even things like raise to wake, notifications, basically almost everything is by default disabled on the watch. So you should go in and enable most of these things if you want to get more out of the Mi Band 6. But what I find impressive is that even after enabling all these functions, I'm still able to get that 2-week battery life that Xiaomi claims the Mi Band 6 has. So that's a good thing about this. Now, the Mi Band 6 is another sort of like fitness band that tries to gamify your fitness. You see this in, for example, in Fitbit's Active Zone minutes, things like that. And in the Mi Band 6, this is called a Pi score. Now, there are pages and pages of what Pi is inside the app. I'll read a bit about this. It's like Pi, it's personal activity intelligence. It's a revolutionary indicator of personal activity that makes heart rate data more meaningful. There's a lot of this information to read about it. Now, in real world usage, what does that mean is that when you're using the Mi Band 6, when you do your workouts and activity, it basically tracks your heart rate through a week and gives you this score, this Pi score, and you're supposed to be able to maintain a Pi score of 100 to be considered healthy. Yeah, so here's my thing about this, right? I seem to be rambling here, but here's the thing. If you're starting out your sort of fitness journey and having something like this Pi is actually pretty useful. If it's a motivational thing, you see your Pi score below 100, you try to be more active, you try to get your heart rate up, you try to perform more intense activity, and you get your score up. That's great. Now, what if you were already an intermediate, or what if you're already a very active person and you do regular workouts, you do regular runs, and your Pi score is always at 100 all the time? This then no longer gives you any other sort of motivation or any other sort of indicator of what you're doing. It's just a number there, and that's about it. Maybe I'm not getting something about this. Tell us in the comments about what that is, but that's just my opinion about Pi. Fortunately, I don't really have a problem with heart rate tracking on the Mi Band 6 like I did with the Huawei Band 6. Right? This seems to keep up with me pretty well even during workouts, so there were no weird anomalies, no weird spikes here and there. And for the price you pay for this, I think that's pretty great. Now, the last watch on our list is the most expensive in this lineup. This is the Mi Watch Lite. This goes for $99, but with all the sales going around these days, you can probably pick one up for $80 to $85. I've seen it for even less. Now, this actually has built-in GPS, so it's probably going to be what you're thinking. Hey Zach, this is it, right? This is under $100 or even $80, built-in GPS. This is the watch. So why am I still harping about the Huawei Watch Fit? Well, this is the reason. So yes, this has built-in GPS and a nice big square screen. It's a smartwatch. That's why it's called the Mi Watch Lite. But that's where the Lite comes in. Compared to the Mi Band 6, this actually feels like a toy. Now, here's what I mean. Right? The screen itself is not as bright and vibrant because the Mi Band 6 is an OLED screen. This only has a TFT screen, and the refresh rate is so low that I can actually see it blinking or flickering while I'm scrolling through some of the menus. And speaking of menus, there's no UI as well. There's basically no animation. It's just a grid of icons, and if you swipe, that's it. Right? That's two grid of icons. There's no transitions, no animations. And even if you click into the menu items again as you swipe, yeah, right? So this feels like something that was a first generation smartwatch, a first generation activity tracker, instead of something that was launched in 2020 or 2021. Right? Even in terms of features, the Mi Watch Lite lags behind the Mi Band 6. Right? It has a lower battery life, has lower screen quality. It doesn't have as much tracking functions. It only supports 11 sport modes. It has 24/7 heart rate monitoring and sleep monitoring, but it doesn't have things like SpO2 monitoring. It doesn't have stress monitoring. It doesn't have a female menstrual cycle tracker, which basically almost all trackers today have these functions. It doesn't have any other like smartwatch like features and apps as well. It just has very basic notifications, which just about everything else has. So I'm not sure where this comes in into the sort of lineup where I would recommend anyone get this as opposed to any of the other watches that we have here, even the cheaper Mi Band 6. So the king of budget activity trackers predictably is the cheapest. Right, the Xiaomi Mi Smart Band 6 goes for $65, and you can regularly see it on sale these days. I've seen it for under $50, and for that price and what this gives you, there's nothing really much to nitpick on. If you're looking for a bottom dollar activity tracker for day-to-day tracking, right, you're not going to be worried too much about whether it has lots of analytics. You're not going to be worried about your phone. You probably have your phone with you. Assisted GPS is fiddly at times, but it works. And that's all you need for 50 bucks. What else could you ask for? Now, at the start of this video, I actually said I wouldn't get any of these, and my choice would still be the Huawei Watch Fit, right? This goes for $129 these days, and that's kind of double the price, or even more than double the price of some of these things. But here's my reasoning. When I'm looking for a fitness, like smartwatch or fitness tracker, it should have a complete experience in a package, and I feel that having built-in GPS is one of those things that's very high on my list of priorities. I also feel that if I'm using this as a workout tracker, a workout device, then it should give me information that is useful to me. And for me, Huawei's use of first beat systems algorithms for tracking things like aerobic, anaerobic effects or workout recovery times for individual workouts is more useful to me than, say, the Mi Band 6's Pi scoring system, which to me doesn't really give me any other information rather than just a number, right? Also, all these three watches have their little quirks. The Huawei Band 6 has tracking issues. The Mi Band 6 has app connectivity issues, and I find that the app is also a little bit more basic than Huawei's health app, and the less said about the Mi Watch Lite, the better. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy the Watch Fit. I'm not saying the Watch Fit is the best fitness tracker available. What I'm saying is that to me, this is the baseline. This is the bottom of the barrel, if you will. This is the cheapest full-fledged fitness tracker that I would recommend somebody to get. And you can only go up from here when you start getting serious about your workouts, when you start getting serious about the data you collect, when you start getting serious about the accuracy of your devices. Then you start getting more and more expensive in the price range. But this is the cheapest I would go, right? Let me know what you think. Let me if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me. Tell me in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching this video. Till next time. Hey guys, before you go, don't forget to check out HardwareZone.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join in the conversation. Like and subscribe to our YouTube if you want to see more of these videos. Do it.